bottles, yeah, we got them all. Line them all up and we'll drink till we fall. Arthur Cantina's the best liquor store. Arthur Cantina, you'll never need more.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Arthur Cantina Podcast. I'm your host, JP, with your other host, Anthony.
Yes.
Summoning the, the Lord of Light to give him the strength this morning, this afternoon, whichever.
Just, it's a gloomy day.
It's a gloomy day.
Heavy rains.
The rains of Castamere.
Need it. Got all this dirty salt, all these dirty bums, rats, cockroaches getting washed off the street.
Good.
Grease from your garbage that you threw out. You're supposed to containerize it, but people still do whatever they want.
Finding oils and fluids from your crappy cars leaking all over the road, poisoning everybody, rinsing off into the water. But now that we have a new crusader in the health of America now, he's going to stop that somehow. He's going to stop all the oil running off into the... he never said anything about that. But he did clean up the Hudson. Shout out, Bobby. I'm gonna clean up. Make the children healthy.
This mezcal is made in Oaxaca, Mexico.
Should we do the whole episode as RK Jr.?
And it goes
as Bobby Jr.?
Really well at Paloma. You want a good Paloma? Use his mezcal. Right?
This episode, we're going to do something a little different.
Everyone's going to get upset. I love Robert F. Kennedy. I would have voted for him.
They already named the bridge after him.
The father, who was killed by the CIA. Anyway.
I just see someone coming in saying that, you see that already named bridge? Guys do a good job. You named bridge after already. Like that already. Speaking of politics, your boy Mario Cuomo is getting tapped to come run as mayor.
Yeah, great. First of all, if you have to resign from your position in disgrace, you should not be allowed to run for anything else. He's going to win. This guy's going to win.
Unlike you, who turns his back on his own people, I welcome to bring back the
he tried to
bring the Italians back into the seat of power.
What he did was try to sully...
What the Hackle is. It's like a name she made up in a computer or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not even an argument. But the problem with him is he tried to sully the Italian people. When he got caught being a pervert, he goes, I'm Italian. That's what we do. We molest women. Get the out of here, guy. He's a disgrace. The whole Cuomo family is a disgrace.
You don't like Chris?
Who? Fredo? That's who he is. Chris Cuomo's Fredo. Okay?
And still going to be a better option than what we got right now.
I mean, that's the problem. That clown's running for mayor again, Mayor Adams.
We're doing
today.
We're doing that thing.
We're doing beer today. Homemade beer from a friend of the podcast. Let me read what he sent me. He sent me specs on this beer.
Throw me one of those things.
Forgive me. You gotta pour in a. Oh, that was nice. That was mad nice. That's how. So he told me that this beer is supposed to be an oatmeal stout. He said he did partial grain brew, mostly extract, primary fermentation for a week, secondary for 2 weeks, and bottle conditioning for 2 weeks. I don't know what any of that means. We are not beer men. We are liquor men. But let's give it a taste. Let's give it a pour it out. There might be some sediment, so you don't want to pour the whole thing in there. I don't think. I don't know how that really.
Just don't pour the whole thing. The same thing with wine. Old wines.
Yeah.
Take your time pouring. Don't put the bottle 180 degrees.
So, I don't know if you can see this. Hold it up.
I'll lift my shades for this.
It's dark.
This looks like
a stout. Right? He said
this looks like the bottom of a coffee pot.
It looks like your typical microbrew stouty beer.
Smells
yeasty.
Your typical beer is just yeast.
Yeah. Yeah, it smells like, a beer that looks this color. You know what I mean?
Smell a little bit of cream.
It's the milk stout.
A little bit.
Right? That's what I said it was? A milk stout? Is that? Let me check my notes. I'm an idiot, as you can tell. Yeah, an oatmeal stout. I'm sorry. I mean, if I bought a beer that said oatmeal stout, I would expect it to smell like this. How's the taste?
It's tannicky and acrid in the front. It does have a nice medium to full body mouthfeel. That's the only time I've ever used mouthfeel. Well, it reminds me of soy sauce. I think your brother spiked this with some Kiko Man.
No, I get it. It's a very stouty beer. It got that stout to it, that like almost like Guinness-like.
I feel it could be colder, but I kind of like it when it's like this kind of temp because I really taste everything.
It was
too cold.
I had it in the fridge, but it had been sitting out for a bit. So yeah, it tastes. It's not like a heavy beer taste. You know, when you drink a beer like a Budweiser or something, you're like, ugh.
No, it has a light finish. I think sometimes you drink those old beers, they taste like the can, just like shitty.
Yeah, well, this bottle. Gotta love a nice bottle.
Getting hot and cold often. Long cycle of time. Those beers just taste like ass.
It's been in the fridge forever. I never gets hot and cold. It's always stayed nice and cold.
Well, apparently fridges get hot and cold a lot.
My fridge is a very old fridge. It sounds like a damn airplane taking off. And it's like, da-da-da-da-dum. Like, after, you know, when it shuts off.
Yeah.
This fridge is going to go. This fridge is on its way out. Fridges can get up there. I wanted to buy my parents, like, a nice new fridge, like, fancy screen on there. I'm like, how much can it be? $2,000, $3,000? It was like $15,000. I was like, what? Never mind. Dad, I'll buy you an old one.
I read a whole thing one time about fridges and how they have like a $700 fridge that, you know, gets the job done.
Mm-hmm.
They have a nicer $1,200 fridge, $1,500 fridge, and then from there they kind of start crossing into like the stratosphere.
Yeah.
5,000,
Yeah,
7,000, 10,000. Now they have fridges that fill the market, right? 3,500, $5,000. You know, eventually they figure out ways to steal your money at every price point.
Oh wait, the poor can't afford a $20,000 fridge.
But years ago, when I read that article, like the Sub-Zeros, they were like, I think 8,000 a fridge or something like that, 10,000 a fridge.
Yeah,
Nothing fancy about them. They're just a fridge. They look nice. They're quiet. They're cold. But apparently, fridges can flux a lot in temp. You can go from anywhere from 40 to 60 degrees. So you got to be real careful when you're storing wine in there, which is the reason why they sell you a wine fridge instead of just a regular fridge. The wine fridge is more stable temp, so it doesn't go up as much. Our wine fridge is always stuck at 41. If you open the door up for a few minutes, it gets to 45 degrees. I caught myself just doing that. But then it gets cold really quick. So differences, just for some reason now, just went through it between a regular standard fridge and your wine fridges.
We're all over the place today. We're drinking beer, talking about fridges. It's not what you would expect. No food, no alcohol, no liquor.
High alcohol content in this beer.
What's a beer? Usually what?
5%, 3%, depending.
I don't know. I don't know what the
alcohol.
alcohol content. You know, this is made in somebody's house, so.
Yeah, but you get a little hydrometer.
Yeah,
Hydro.
I could ask him. Let me see.
hygrometer,
Let me see
something
if he
like that.
responds.
Then on the fly podcast question.
On the fly podcast.
He could be our Jamie.
What's the
Tell him. He probably won't like to hear that.
what?
He could be the Jamie of the episode.
He
Just
doesn't know who that is.
looking it up.
I mean, not bad. It's not a bad beer.
I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 7 fezzes.
6 out of 7 fezzes. That's
Yep.
pretty high up.
Pretty
I don't
high
know why
up there.
7. Why'd you go with 7?
I was gonna say 10, but then I felt bad at the end. So I
you could say like
I changed to 7.
you could do like 7.5 out of 10 fezzes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be a harsh critic because I really don't like beer anymore. It kind of upsets my stomach for some reason.
No, I'm the
Get very
same
gassy.
way. I'm the same way.
I do love Guinness. It's one of my favorite beers. Grolsch, actually, off the tap.
Grolsch
Might
is
be one of
nice,
my favorite famous beer, commercial beer. Off the tap is fantastic. Very fresh pour of Grolsch. It's out of this world.
Grolsch is nice. I do like that.
I believe it's from Holland. Such a good beer.
But when I drink beer, now when I drink beer, my go-to is like Michelob Ultra Light. And I'll tell you why. Because it's like water. You go out, you have like a nice alcoholic couple real man drinks, whiskey here, whiskey there, you know, and then you go, shoot, I need some water, but I want to keep the buzz going. Michelob Ultra. You drink it like water. It's fantastic. Beers like this, a stout, I go to this beer distributor spot, and I'll go through the aisles, and they have all these crazy, microbrews. I always pick 2 things. The coolest looking art on the can. I'm a little like label whore. And then the percentage. I like a nice 10% beer that's going to put me on my ass. You have 2 of them. They're expensive. They end up, you buy 4 of them, it's like $40. But you have 2 of those beers, you're like, it's not bad. And they're usually like this, they're usually heavier. Like, I guess just the dark color, I don't know, it sits heavier.
We touched on 2 interesting points. The bottle, its perception to customers' value. They're looking at it off the shelf. They have no idea what it is. They're going to say, that's calling to me. That's resonating with me. The design of the glass, the design of the label, the combination of the colors, the type of foil that they're using, maybe like a nice reflective foil on the back, like Tapatio. Or it could be something like very matte finish, almost like Dos Artes, or you don't really have anything shining to it. What you're designing, what you're making is always interesting. Your first impression on a customer is your packaging.
And the name. They also usually, like, these beers always have like funny type names or cool type names.
Spaceman.
Yeah. And it's like a spaceman, it's like a astronaut with head blowing up. I'm like, I gotta have that. And then I look and I'm like, oh, it's like fruity beer. It's only 5%. I'm like, no, I don't like the fruity, citrusy crap. It screws up my stomach. So like I said, a nice dark stout type deal hits me at like, I like a double IPA, triple, whatever the hell that means. 10%, 2 of them. I'm sitting there like on my couch watching wrestling.
I made like one called like Al Qaeda Fred. And it'd be like all red. You could crack open the beer, it comes out red because like a crazy redheaded American that decides to go fight for the Taliban or something. That'd be
4% he got back to me.
4%?
4%.
Damn.
So it's very light.
We don't know shit about beer.
There you go.
The other thing you touched on, something obscure, something rare, you're willing to pay more money for. You're not going to pay $3 for.
Joe, you want some more?
A shitty beer that you could just buy anywhere. You're going to try to pay $2.50 if you can. But something obscure, something unique, something you can't get anywhere else, you'll pay a premium for.
Yeah.
Because it's worth it. You want something different. You don't want to drink Michelob Ultra all the time. You don't want to drink, what's that, IPA, Sam Adams IPAs and disgusting thing like that. I'd rather hand over a few shekels and get something unique.
They got beers.
The big store where you go to. That place, right? You talking about that place off the highway?
Yeah. I took you there? We went there?
No, we drove by it a bunch of times. Never been inside.
It's a nice place.
But it looks like a huge, nice place.
Yeah, it's
very
like...
inviting.
Oh, jeez. I got it.
My sensor's over there. So this is the part of the episode where the power kicks out. The generator has to get flipped on, like Jurassic Park. Except I'm not going to flip it on.
I got it.
JP's going to flip that shit on.
You just see my arm? It's just like my... Oh, you're like, JP, we've been looking for you. It's just my arm. Oh, no. Fez ate him.
This goddamn virus shit. What did he say, Samuel Jackson?
I hate this goddamn hacker crap, or whatever he says. You didn't say the magic word. But yeah, that place that I go to, it's like a couple shelves. They got like the refrigerators in the back, and they got beers from imported beers.
That place is massive.
Well, I think the other side of it is a restaurant. They do like a restaurant. And then, like, I don't know how it works. I've never been to the restaurant part.
Talk about the place off of Mamaroneck, right?
Yeah. I forget the name. It's called...
Two Caps or some shit
No,
like that.
yeah, some top... I don't know. I forget the name. Whatever. But I love going there. It's a nice place. Cool place. I mean, it's not bad. It's better than...
5 out of 8 bananas.
It's better than, most homemade wines I've had.
True, but most homemade wines I've had have been terrible. I can't tell it to the person's face because they're giving me a gift that they made by themselves. But
yeah.
Making wine's a whole other animal. It's a whole other science.
And it also, a lot of the times with the homemade wine, homemade wine, they age it, they do this, they do that. Homemade wine, they make it in 4 months later. It's like, it's ready. You know what I mean? They put whatever to like, I don't know how they do it. My family's never a family that made wine. We do a lot of Italian American stuff. We make the pasta sauce every year. We make the tomato sauce every year. Never made wine.
I know a few people who've made wine.
My uncle's done it, but it always kind of not came out so good. So I think he stopped.
Dude, it's a whole science behind it. Most people don't want to put the effort in or don't understand it. You got to clean everything. It's got to be like Breaking Bad. Like everything got to be clean.
Yeah, and if you know Italians, I mean,
you got to test everything too. Make sure your shit is right. Fermenting correctly, using the right kind of yeast. God knows what kind of yeast you're using off the grapes. And you got temp control things, which I'm sure they're not doing at all.
They're not doing that either. They wrap it up in like a thing, and they go, "That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good for you."
You gotta sanitize all the bottles. Sometimes they're using bottles that they already used for something else.
Yeah, I never did the wine. We did. I've done sausage a couple times. My aunt and uncle, they do it a lot, and then my father's done prosciutto a couple times.
Oh,
but he hasn't done that in a while.
Sausage is nice. It stinks. It smells like death.
Yeah, but I like the way my my uncle does it. They put like, I don't know, some sort of garlic in it. It's fantastic.
But when you're making it, it smells like you died.
Funniest part now.
It stinks. It smells so
It's
bad.
just dead raw meats. Best part about, and they same superstition with the sauce. They do the same superstition with the meat. And everybody's with the sausage. You're making the sausage. Everyone's there to help. But if a woman's there and she's on her period, you can't touch. It's not allowed. It's going to contaminate everything. Never mind that they're dirty old Italians. They don't wash their hands. It's just like, oh, she can't touch it. It's going to ruin everything.
I never heard of
You never heard it? I'm telling you. Yes, it's a thing.
That's maybe not my part of Italy.
With the same part. What are you talking about? There's a guy looking in the window.
Yeah, we don't do that with the period blood. That sounds like a way of a woman getting out of wanting to work, which I don't blame. It's pretty creative.
No, it's the men saying, no, it's a disgust.
What else you want to pour here? Now to follow up with this beer.
Okay, so we're going to do beer and let's do the Bardstown.
Okay, Bardstown. I'm going to say something controversial. Smells, kind of taste, aggressively, like a Pappy 10. It sounds bananas.
That's how you know this guy's trying to push the bar down.
No,
Bar down out the door.
Well, we do have 34 bottles. If you want to buy some, please help us. But I had some Pappy 10 last week. Mm-hmm. I was like, weary if it was Pappy 10. But I smelled the right notes, the cherry, the wheat kicking in. This is Pappy 10.
I haven't had Pappy's 10. The 12 is the only one I had. And the 12 is my favorite. It's my favorite.
Did I have Pappy 10? Oh,
Never had
you didn't come to MSG. I had some Pappy 10 over there. It was great.
I need a cup.
You need a new cup?
Please.
This guy wants to save RFK, throw plastic everywhere.
Yeah, well, I don't want to mix beer with
Do a rinse. You got all the water?
I do have a lot of water.
You want me to fill this up and slide it to you, or you want me to one at a time?
Joey wants some.
I'll give you some for Joe. It sounds controversial. Hear me out, okay? I think I'm going to throw it to you, and then you pour it.
Yeah, that's the
fuck
cup.
it.
No, it's...
It, man. We'll do it
We'll
live.
do it live.
We got to sell this shit anyway, so. Can you do the slide? Can we do the slide? Oh, I already hit a nick in the fucking table. Oh,
all right, nice.
Didn't spill a drop.
The nose is good on it. The nose is very good.
When I tasted it, I was like,
now which Bardstown is this?
It's a little aggressive.
Because there's 1,000 Bardstowns. They got to... Oh.
Okay. One thing I don't like about Bardstown.
Yeah, it's annoying.
And I share your same sentiment. The labeling is a little crazy.
Yeah, we've had
the variations,
problem with it.
A little crazy. Not enough distinction between different series and different types. We had, our illustrious shipping manager send out the wrong shit to someone, had it come back, and then we had to find the other ones and send it back out. It's a whole mess. I only have so much shelf space in the store. I would love to have a whole wall of Bardstown, but not, not reality.
Yeah, if it's sold.
We already have a whole shelf to you guys, so you gotta take it easy with the label making.
Yeah. How about you throw some merch our way or something? Jesus Christ. The nose is very nice. I'm getting...
Taste it, and then I'll read off the mash bill. Which, by the way, comes from 4 different blends. One of them I didn't see coming at all.
Nice wood on the nose.
You smell like a candied fruit in the beginning.
That's not bad. That really isn't that bad. The nose is sweet, yeah. It's candied. Like, it's nice to smell. Doesn't burn.
It's really not a bad drink.
Yeah, I wanted to not like it, but it's not bad at all. Again, which one is this?
This is the Bardstown Discovery Series.
What?
57.5% alcohol.
Is there like a batch and all that bull crap?
Right. So this is a little different. This is blended from 4 different barrels from all over the place. One from Kentucky, one from Indiana, one from Ontario, another one from Indiana. And each one has a different mash bill. Mostly Kentucky, 78% corn, 10% rye, 12% malted barley. Typical high corn bourbon. Then one from Indiana, 45% corn, 51% rye, 4% malted barley. So that barrel is technically a rye barrel. It makes up 17%. Then from Ontario, 100% corn. A barrel of 11% in this whiskey is a barrel from Ontario. It's 100% corn. That's a 12-year-old barrel. The Kentucky barrel is a 12-year-old barrel too. It's mostly 12-year-old. And the other barrels from Indiana, only 6% of this. And that's a 6-year-old, 95% rye, 5% malted barley. So 2 rye barrels, a bourbon barrel, and a Canadian whiskey barrel. The complex blend.
You know what the nose? It's gonna sound
I
weird.
don't know how the hell you come up with this combination.
Know what the nose
Someone
smells?
playing in a room all
Know
day.
what the nose smells like to me? Now, it's a very specific smell. It smells like a church pew.
Church pew.
You know, the Bible in the church. It's got
Smells
that.
like Red Dye 5 to me.
It smells like when you go to praise Jesus and you smell the Bible, it smells like that.
My father would have really liked this kind of
Listen,
whiskey.
I can't express to you how much I love RFK Jr., but I can't express
not a fan.
how much I love doing the RFK Jr. voice.
It's incredible.
It just tastes like when I was a kid, we used to run around Martha's Vineyard, and my Uncle Teddy drove off a bridge and killed a woman. And then he went back to the bar and drank this whiskey, and that's what it smelled like.
Now watch these 10 push-ups.
Shh, he can do more push-ups than you.
Can he?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he can. But you don't get that? Like the church smell? Like old wooden musky Bible, and what's the other thing? Is the Bible, and there's like the book of singing, or whatever the that is.
The Book of Hymns?
Hymns, hers, theirs. No, there's no theirs in
I see the
church.
church navigate. They didn't have to do any of that. They're like, no, we don't have to do any of this.
What?
Because we don't do gay marriage, so we don't have to do any of the he, they, shim, him, whatever.
That's one of the funniest things. Argument I got into with a person who was like, not really anti-gay marriage, but they were like, yeah, then they're gonna get married in the church. I'm like, no, they're not.
No, my dad was going crazy about
like,
that. I was like, what do you even care?
I'm like, one, yeah, why do you care? Two, they're not. The church doesn't, separation of church and state, whatever.
One,
No, they're gonna make no, they're not gonna make them
Church
get married.
barely has
They're
anyone
not gonna
going.
say, hey, Pope, you have to, no, it's not gonna happen.
Pope, make the gays get married.
Whatever, silly. Anyway, I reminds me of church. God bless.
God bless. Church has enough problems as is. They're going to close St. Lucy's now. They're going to close another school.
Honestly, I'm not crying. They could pay for all these schools. Okay?
They really could.
We talked about this.
How much money they
We're
got?
both Catholic schoolboys.
Really want to encourage your faith. Really want to boost subscribers,
crazy.
viewership, right? It's like YouTube, but on the 1,000-year-old scale. The church, you want to bring these people in.
They gatekeep, which is crazy. I mean, I've heard many stories from many people, okay, especially coming from like, well, most of my friends, I would say, again, growing up in the Bronx, Italian Catholic. Yeah, we're all Catholic, but nobody goes to church, right? A lot of people don't go to church. And then you want to get married, the priest is like, well, you better come to church 1,000 times a day. And it's like, guy, you want me to do this or not? I'll just get married in town hall. We don't got to pay you your vig, whatever you want, They gatekeep instead of saying, you know what? Yeah.
True.
That's
Give
a
us
whole nother thing.
$350.
That's a whole nother thing. Well, I don't want to get digging at the church because Catholic Church, I feel like Christians and Catholic Church in general, you could just lay into, and like every
Well, that's
other,
what we know about, right? And it's
but-
okay for us to do that. If we're criticizing another religion, unless we are part of that religion,
But-
people are going to say, who the these outsiders saying that?
but-
You're criticizing
Yes,
your own
but
thing.
you could
It's the right thing to do.
if it doesn't matter. You don't have to be Christian or Catholic to criticize the Catholic Church, right? Nobody bats an eye. They go, yeah, they did rape. They raped
Well, that
children
may
in
be
this.
why our religion is the fucking
Rabbis
best
do
one.
it. I don't know what a Muslim priest is. They do it. They all do it, right? But they all fly under the radar because when you're number one, they want to take you down. It's okay. Two things I don't like.
It's fine. I'm not, that
Free
don't bother me.
shots at the Catholics and free shots at the Italian Americans. You make fun of any other race, you're a terrible racist person.
But I think that's good. It gives us a nice hard exterior.
Yes.
A nice hard shell.
But
so
I
if
know.
you say some shit at me, I go, I
don't
heard
care.
it already.
I don't care.
You hit a Muslim guy with something crazy, they're going to go,
They're going to blow you up.
what? Never.
I'm just saying, as an Italian American, I'm getting sick and tired of, you're in the mafia, and you eat meatballs. Oh, you. We're the best. There's two types of people. My father always told me this. There's two types of people in the world. There's Italians and those who want to be Italians, okay? And that's... End the episode. Actually, we still got to talk about Bardstown. I think it's very fantastic.
So anyway, Bardstown, by the way, if you haven't had our whole religious rant, this is Discovery number 8. So if you really want to get great value for your money, try
Number 8?
the Bardstown Discovery number 8.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I like to dig in at a lot of these whiskey nerds. I mean, we're half whiskey nerds. You know, we know our whiskeys, but we don't. You know, people going. We rant and rave about these.
Dabble
people.
in it all.
These people, we always complain about them. They go, oh, they'll call up. Oh, I need Rickhouse 7. Oh, blah blah blah. It's like, does it make a difference?
Well, if they're a collector,
Maybe.
they're chasing that number. I could understand. I could understand anyone's viewpoint. I could think about
Yes,
it.
I get it, but like,
how small of a sliver? Look, nothing of the people who buy whiskey.
yes, it's just annoying.
To them, it's their itch and they're
They're
scratching.
dweebs.
I know. They drive us nuts. And then they cry and complain like we slapped their mother
yeah.
when we sent them the wrong one in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
email. Like, you guys scam. You sending me number 8. I asked specifically for number 5. And then I got to go, Fez, look at this email. And he just looks at it and goes, nobody never did nothing for me. And then he makes the box and still up, sends the wrong shit out anyway. So just remember, you're making Fez have a hard time.
Yeah, stop making not migrant. He's been here a long time now, but he's still not leaving.
Well,
Bless Fez.
Fez, don't worry about it. He's going to up with or without your emails.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
You're gonna order a whiskey. He's gonna send you a wine.
You could redesign all kinds of elements and put all kinds of checks and safeguards in place. But
Goofy of the week that I
Fez comes
stopped.
across. Oh, it's just,
Not
what,
Fez.
What goofy of the week
Not
do you
Fez.
want?
Not Fez.
Which kind of goofy do you
Not
want?
Fez.
There's 3 goofies this week I could think of.
Well,
I'm gonna
I-
save 2 for the next episode.
I saved the Goofy. Not Fez. It was the sweet Noah. So packs up a package, and you know how Noah, because I always check when the package, because I have to print it out, and I say, hey, did you pack this? What's in this? This, and this? And yeah, Fez goes, yeah, he'll tell me. And then Noah likes to be a smart ass and go, no, I packed, give me a wrong bottle. And so I'm reading off the list. He's like, yeah, I packed this one, I packed this one, I packed this one, I packed this one. I was like, what about the copper dog? He's like, there's no copper dog. I'm like, there's a copper dog. He's like, no, there's not. I go, did you look on the back of the paper? He's like, oh, he opens the box. I'm like, here's the copper dog. Put it in the damn package. I was like, I saved you from a Goofy of the Week. Okay? You little shit, Noah. You little shit.
Let me ask you a question. Did he sign that package?
And that's what I said. Because I did back and front printing. I said, you're supposed to sign your name on the who
He didn't
packed
sign
it.
his name?
He didn't sign his name. I said, what's on the back? It was the copper dog because it extended and printed on the back. And I said, you're supposed to sign your damn name, right? Oh. His head's been in La La Land the last couple of weeks, and we all know why.
We could do a whole series on Noah. We could do a 10-episode breakdown of Noah from start to finish. I'm sure he'd jump off a bridge. We told him we were going to do that. But what a goof. That's not the only goof that was made this week. There were a lot of goofs.
I mean, yeah.
One major goof that I was ready to end it all. I was ready to sign my last checks. I was ready to do a 0-day operation here. I get to work. I got my keys. I got all my stuff.
This is your good.
I get here early.
Tell the story.
Right? I get here early, half an hour early. I want to make a little YouTube video. I want to get social media foot down, and it's easy for me when no one's here and I can focus on any distractions. So I'm here. I'm early. Pull up my set of keys, and I'm looking for my keys to open the store on my ring, and I don't see them. I go, what the? So I check again. I said, maybe it came off in my pocket. I'm looking through my pocket, can't find it. Check my other pocket, can't find it. What the fuck? Now I'm standing out there thinking in my head, go, oh, God damn, I gotta wait for Fez to show up. All right. As I'm sitting there, every thought's going through my head. Did I drop them somewhere? Did the babies pull them off somehow? Did I leave them somewhere in the store? Maybe they came apart. It's gonna cost me $500 to break all these locks and change them. Where the hell did I leave them? Did someone take them? My mind starts running. I start thinking about every possibility.
Wait, hold on. Why would you break the locks off?
Well, someone has the keys out in the street. The locks are compromised. I wouldn't break them. Just whatever, change them.
But why would you?
But I have to change them. If I just think in my head, if I have to get in right now, I have to break everything. I have no choice. I have to break the locks.
You have to wait for
break the door.
Schlep.
Right, but I still change the keys because the store's compromised. If I lost the keys somewhere on the road,
yeah,
right?
of course. But knowing you,
so all these thoughts are running in my head. It's now 10:02. Who comes waltzing 2 minutes late? Fez. I go, okay, let's go. He's looking at me with not a smiling face,
with a Fez face,
not a troubled face, Fez face, oblivious to everything. Comes in, opens up the store. We get in. I get this business, and I go through my desk, and I don't see the rest of my keys. I go, let me text Noah. I said, Noah, do you have my store keys? Do you know where they are? Oh yeah, I gave them to Fez on Saturday. When I turn to Fez, I go, you have my keys? Yeah, yeah, I'm supposed to text you. Yeah, I do have your keys. You might as well have dropped a rock into Mount Doom. Volcano explodes and creates the Darklands and Lord of the Rings. That's exactly what happened. I lost it. Why the do you have my keys? Because I left mine at home, so I took yours. I go, when the are you going to tell me this? I forgot to text you. In a day and age where we have all means of communication, phone calls, emails.
Doesn't even leave. It lives 2 blocks away from you.
Group texts between everyone else working at the store, so I wasn't just pissed at Fez.
We have 2 separate group texts for the store.
Reminder apps, right? We share all the notes together. There's 7 different ways to communicate. No one sends it out to me. So I'm standing in front of my own store, and people walking by go, hey, what happened? I'm like, nothing. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm figuring it out right now, standing out here in the cold.
That's funny.
You're
an idiot for standing out there for a half hour.
Well, whatever. What am I going to do?
Go to the Boyanos. Hang out with Boyanos.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
That. I'm like, I just want to sit here and figure out how to never have this happen again. And on that note, I'm going to end the episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for watching, subscribing. Maybe Fez will make it to next week. We don't know. Could be his own undoing. Could be me. Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to have to edit that out. Anyway.
He'll make it. He always ends up making it. He's like Mr. Magoo. Somehow is there at the end. Thanks for tuning in.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe.
Arthur Cantina, we're really glad you came. We won't forget your face next time, but might forget your name.